At 7:30, we got our first 7:30 game. There's about 6 of them. So we got Idaho, who went 9-4, traveling number 3 Oregon, who went 12-2. Oregon favored by 43.5 points on the Big Ten Network. Bo Nix for the Ducks went 364 or 470 last year, threw for 4,508 yards, 45 touchdowns to 3 interceptions. One of the best stat lines you will ever see from a quarterback in college football. Now, we'll see other people's stat lines, like Penix's is crazy. But Bo Nix had one of the best stat lines I have ever seen in college football last year. It just, unfortunately, his weakness was beating Washington, and he couldn't do that twice. And now if it was this year, they would have made if the 12-team format was last year, it would have been a playoff team. It's just disappointing they weren't. Bo Nix was really good. Bucky Irving had 186 carries for 1,180 yards and 11 touchdowns. And Troy Franklin had 81 catches for 1,383 yards and 14 touchdowns. The Ducks were really good last year. They replaced every single one of those players. And I think that's what's really going to be really interesting this year. How do they do that? Without taking a massive step backwards. See, here's the thing. I think the way they do that is they got Dillon Gabriel in college football free agency. They went out and they got arguably the best transfer quarterback in Dillon Gabriel. And it makes Oregon instantly a national championship contender again. This offense has been clicking ever since Dan Lanning is taking over. Now, there's a lot to criticize with Dan Lanning. Do not get me wrong. I understand Oregon fans that are angry at some of the decisions he made. For instance, going for it on 4th down in the Washington game in the regular season ended up costing you that football game. And likely a playoffs. Well, not likely to play. If you win that game and you still lose the championship game, you're still not making the playoffs. But still, it would have made you feel a lot better to at least beat Washington once last year than getting your butts kicked twice. I think Oregon is still a really good football team. I expect Oregon to be the top wild card team last year. If you go back to my Furman Ole Miss video, which I mean, not a lot of people are going to see, but if you go back to watch that video, you'll see my playoff picks, and we'll see how well they age. I like Oregon to win here. I think the offense should be a little bit slow to start out, though. You're replacing your top rusher, top receiving option, and your top QB. I think that is a little bit slow. I don't think Idaho is that bad. This was an FBS team not that long ago. I do like Oregon, but I don't like Oregon by 43.5 points. I like Oregon to win, but not to cover that big of a spread.